Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Tess from The Upcoming. So you play quite a stern character in this film. How did you go about that? What made you want to do this role?
Well, I had an English mother, and she wasn't stern, but, she wasn't your cuddly, sort of mushy mother. And so I was very interested because I think her generation also, they kept a lot of things inside. And sometimes it was perhaps maybe hard in general to talk about things that were difficult, stiff upper lip and all of that. And what's interesting to me about the character is that in the kind of crucible of this very upsetting story, that she kind of finds herself in a different way. And they find her too.
There are a lot of dark themes in this film. Do you think that maybe there's a chance that they're too dark for some of the younger audiences that the book was aimed at?
I don't know how, maybe they're too dark for adults, but I think children think about these things a lot. And they're very aware of all the things that go on in our disturbing world. I was a friend of Maurice Sendak's, the children's book author, and he always said we underestimate children and what they're taking in, and not talking about these things, I think, can be quite harmful. Well, Lewis McDougall is such a fine young actor, and he gives this film everything he had, and it was a very important story that, for him to tell. Well, I was sort of fascinated because, I have a very good relationship with my daughter, but this grandmother does not have a good relationship with her daughter or her grandson. And I thought that would make this experience of having a sick child, adult child, even more difficult if you didn't have a good base, And it's not a cuddly kind of family. It isn't with the grandmother anyway. So all those things really interested me about it. This story seemed very personal to him. I think personal to everyone involved and on the crew as well. Obviously, so many families are touched by illness. And yet I think Bayona has such extraordinary talent in putting together something that's very honest with something that's very fantastical.